Hey everyone, it's Friday. This is Kathleen Booth, and I am back with another TGIF video blog. And this week I wanted to talk about benchmarking. It's very interesting. Most of the customers that we work with are business owners. They seem to be pretty competitive by nature, and by that I mean they're always asking, what can we be doing better? How should I expect my marketing to perform? Have we compared ourselves to our competitors, and how are we doing against those competitors? And the nice thing is that we do use HubSpot for the marketing work we do for clients here at Quintain, and it includes this handy little competitor report that lets you log in and look anytime you want at how your competitors are performing versus how you're performing. And our clients seem to really love that feature. But really, when somebody asks me that question, how are we performing and what should we expect, what they tend to be getting at is benchmarking. And they want to know what is a reasonable expectation in terms of marketing performance, and what are the metrics that matter the most to track. So I wanted to cover that right now, real quickly. When it comes to inbound marketing, there are a lot of metrics you can look at. I mean, there's everything from your social media follows and clicks and likes, to your email opens and clicks and forwards, your blog subscriptions, your blog views. I could go on and on and on, and those are all really interesting metrics that help you understand how your marketing is performing, but those are not really meaningful metrics from a business standpoint. They're what we would call in the marketing world vanity metrics. They make you feel good, they look nice, you can spin a great story by putting them all together, but they don't really speak to what is the return on investment that you're going to get out of your marketing effort. So what are the metrics that do matter, if those are vanity metrics? The metrics that matter most to me when I'm looking at my own marketing, and the things that I recommend my clients look at, are visits, leads, and customers, and the conversion rates from one of those levels to the next. So I made a little very homegrown visual aid for today's video. This is my conversion funnel. Don't you like my drawing skills? And it's just a really simple way to show that if you're looking to get business from your marketing efforts, you have to start up at the top here. And your funnel begins with visitors, people that come to your website, because we're really talking about digital marketing. And that all begins with somebody finding you online. So we always start by tracking visitors, because that's a great leading indicator for what should come next, which is leads. So somebody visits your website, they begin to understand your business, your products, what you have to sell, and if they're interested and want to take it any further, generally as a good inbound marketer, what you want to do is offer them an opportunity to convert and make themselves known to you. We call that an offer, and it very simply is a form that they need to fill out to get something. Now, a lot of people think of these forms as the contact us forms on their website, and those certainly are a type of conversion opportunity, but it's not really an offer. That's something that you put out there for the person that's ready to speak to a salesperson. But the average person is not there yet. In fact, most people get about 75 to 80% of the way through their buying journey before they're going to talk to a salesperson. So most people aren't going to convert on a contact us form because they don't want a salesperson to contact them. So you have to have other offers here in the middle of the funnel. And very common examples of good offers would be things like ebooks, webinars, case studies, assessments, things like that. So let's use a webinar, for example. Let's say that you have a webinar offer and you've put it out there and you're looking to get people to convert on it. So the first question we ask is, what is a reasonable conversion rate to expect across the board for your company? Not for your specific webinar, but across the board for your company with all the offers that you have. The great thing is that there's a lot of data out there to help us understand this. And I usually turn to HubSpot because they have a lot of customers and they can aggregate their customer data and really tell us what's happening out there in the world, in the real world, as opposed to in the theoretical world of marketing benchmarking. And what HubSpot has found is that the median HubSpot user company experiences about a 0.93% conversion rate from visitors to leads. So people who come to their website and then give their information. 0.93% is the median. The top 25% of HubSpot users convert about 3.1% of their visitors to leads. So the top 25% are the outstanding performers. It's a great aspirational benchmark, but I think if you're really being realistic and you want to have a nice target to try and hit, then what I recommend is that you go for about 1.5 to 2% of your visitors converting into leads for your business. So that's a good starting point. Now, once they convert into leads, your challenge is to nurture those leads and try and get those leads to become customers. So some of the people that convert are not going to be qualified leads. They are going to be your competitors converting to see, what's happening with your business. They might be people looking for jobs at your company who want to learn more, or they just might be people who are interested in your services but quite honestly can't afford them. So there's always going to be that element within the number of people that convert. So your first order of business is to weed them out, and then the second is to figure out what is a good conversion rate from lead to customer. And this is where the numbers start to diverge more. So again, going back to the data that we have from HubSpot, we know that the median HubSpot user converts about 7.1% of their leads into customers. That's the median user. So that spans tiny companies all the way up to very big companies, and it goes across a range of industries. The top 25% of HubSpot users convert about 56% of their leads into customers. Now, that's a really high number, and I want to clarify, you have to remember that this is across a range of types of industries and companies. So mixed in with this statistic are e-commerce companies who sell things on their website. And so we're talking about somebody putting something in a shopping cart and then purchasing it. Those conversion rates are naturally going to be a lot higher, especially if the price point is low, than, for example, a company that's selling a $250,000 software package or $50,000 consulting engagement. Those types of sales have much longer buying cycles and are more complex, and the conversion rates are naturally going to be lower. So you need to take those kinds of things into consideration when you're thinking about your own performance, and don't be too hard on yourself, because it would be really easy to get kind of depressed when you thought about, boy, some people are converting 56% of their leads into customers. We're, stinking the joint up, as they say. So don't go there, don't worry about it. What I generally recommend is, in the beginning, your conversion rate's probably going to be pretty low. What we normally see is anywhere between 1% and 5% in the beginning for companies practicing inbound marketing. And the reason is that, quite honestly, most salespeople don't know how to work inbound leads. So that's the first hump you're going to have to get over, is A, getting your salespeople to recognize that these are good leads, B, teaching them how to work them, which isn't always calling them up right away and saying, hey, can I schedule a demo, or let's get together and have a meeting. In the beginning, it might be simply, I saw that you registered for our webinar, wanted to know what you were hoping to get out of it, and here are some blog posts that might be helpful to you as a follow-up. So that keeping that educational theme going. But at some point, yes, you're selling. So teaching your team how to sell the inbound way is a key starting point. When they've been educated and are really firing on all cylinders, I generally tell clients that 10 to 20% is a good conversion rate to shoot for converting leads into customers. So there you have it, a really gorgeous, highly designed conversion funnel inspired by my artistic skills, and some standard conversion rates. So 1.5 to 2% for visits to leads, 10 to 20% once your team knows how to sell and work an inbound lead for leads to customers. Those are some good places to start with benchmarking. Obviously, all of this depends on the industry you're in, whether you're B2C or B2B, if you're e-commerce or not. It's going to differ. So these are just general starting points, but it's a great thing to start to think about, that when you're looking at your metrics, all those other things like email opens and Facebook likes are nice and they feel good, but that's not really what's going to translate into dollars for your business. What matters the most is that conversion funnel, visits, leads, and customers. So that's my advice for today. Thanks for joining me on this Friday. Hope you have a great weekend. I know I have some plans to sit outside in the sun. Hope you're going to do the same, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.